I think Bond locations are so iconic, and I feel they're characters themselves. So I didn't want to shoot the film in a studio backlot. I really felt it's important to travel and go to 6 countries around the world, and get as much realism and capture that sort of those locations or those characters as much in reality as possible.
Were you conscious of the fact that this could well be the second part of a Bond trilogy?
Yes, no, that's what I always saw it as, that it should be a trilogy, as they said we want to do a sequel out of this. I don't know what the studios or the producers want to decide in which directions they want to go to, but I think a trilogy would be really perfect for this Bond.
And the Quantum of Solace, it's very character-driven, of course, with the dynamic between Bond and Camille and between Bond and M. But perhaps the most interesting character is Dominic Green, who's a very unassuming villain in a sense. There are no immediate facial scars or mannerisms that initially suggest he's a villain, anyway.
Yeah, what was funny, Mathieu Amalric, the actor, said to me to begin with, said, look, I would like to have a scar or a hook or something to really support me, like a crutch. And I said, no, that's exactly what I don't want. We have seen that so many times in the past. I want this sort of unassuming sort of villain that blends in, sort of that the villain can be hidden anywhere in any place. And that's what I found was interesting.
Yeah. And you had 6 weeks, just 6 weeks, to edit what was a 6-month shoot.
That's correct, yeah.
How come?
Because when I started the movie, they gave me basically a release date and said, look, the movie's coming out end of October, beginning of November 2008, and we are now in September 2007. So I needed at least 4 months, I knew, to prep the film. And so we started shooting in January, and then I needed at least 5-6 months to shoot the movie. So as we got closer to the date, I just knew I'm just gonna have 5-6 weeks to edit the movie. That's just so I shot during the day and cut during the night.
Yeah.
So I didn't get much sleep.
And and you've declined the next Bond film, I gather.
Yeah, no, I was very, very honored that they offered me Bond 23, but literally if you're making a Bond film under that kind of circumstances, you don't have a life anymore. So it's a year, you're under pressure, you don't really have a life. And usually when I make a movie, I still can have a life and enjoy myself, and while you're making a Bond film, that isn't the case.
Yes.
And I felt like I didn't want to sort of repeat that experience.
So next is a zombie film.
No, I'm not sure yet exactly what I'm going to do next. This is a development deal I made, and I like the book of World War Z, but I'm still not sure exactly what I'm going to do next.
Okay. And would it be fair to say that the early Bonds, Goldfinger perhaps in particular, is your favourite Bond film?
No, my favourite is actually In Your Majesty's Secret Service. I really like that movie. With the Australian George Lazenby.
Yes.
But I do like Goldfinger, Dr. No, and From Russia with Love. But in Your Majesty's Secret Service, I really think the movie was ahead of its time, the way it's cut and the way Peter Hunt directed it.
So Agent Fields' sticky end.
Yes, that was an homage, which I just loved, that Agent Fields is... Strawberry Fields, Agent Fields is in her death. I thought it would be a nice homage to Goldfinger, just her covered in oil.
Yes, and the look of the film harks back to those early Bonds, and yet what I find very interesting is that MI6 looks almost sci-fi.
Yes, I on one hand I wanted to give this sort of throwback to the early Bonds, and then sort of MI6 sort of recreate MI6 as this really modernized place, because I felt that's where I should go sort of in the future.
Yeah. Well, it's a fantastic film, and
thank you
very much for talking with us today.
Thank you very much.
Seems we're both using green to get to somewhere.
You lost somebody?
I did.
You catch whoever did it?
No. Not yet.
Tell me when you do. I'd like to know how it feels.
I will need you to get rid of him.
When you can't tell your friends from your enemies, it's time to go.
Right now, I think you're the only person I can trust.
James, move your ass.
I wish I could set you free, but your prison is in there.